folks, and welcome once again to W3L Wrestling Showdown Rewind right here on the W3L network. Thank you for joining me as I'm showing you every Sunday at 12 o'clock. Thanks for hitting subscribe, because of course then you're notified every time we give you something on the network, not just the show. All the other cool shows we've been giving you over the past however many weeks has been tons of cool programming on the W3L network, all there for you to watch for free, just to tide you over until we are back up and running and can bring you live W3L wrestling events. Now, when we do bring you more live events, you'll have the fantastic Crafty Connoisseur back on board. You can hunt them down. Their web store is still open. If you make a purchase, they will send it straight to your door. What more could you want? If you check out their social media, you might find the odd coupon code and special offer. So hunt them down, make a purchase, tell them that we said hello. And show support for W3L, help us keep going, because yeah, we can't bring you live events, but still bills to be paid and stuff, right? So get yourself a cool fan support package. Prices start at only $5, meaning that there's a price to suit every budget. And for that money, you're going to get ringside tickets that are as cheap as you'll get them literally anywhere else. You will never find ringside tickets at these low prices ever again. All as part of your fan support package. So ringside tickets, a W3L DVD, a signed poster, and an exclusive video message from a W3L star of your choice. What more could you want? Help us keep going until we can bring you more live wrestling. But in the interim, we're keen to bring you some matches from the W3L archives, and it's good to know they've been so well received and people have been enjoying them as much as they have been. This week we've got something special because we've got a very historic match. I mean, not necessarily seen it on the face of it, but it truly is. We've got the match that featured the debut, the W3L debut of Lucian Maynard Smith. Now, of course, Luke Aldridge, and he is taking on the returning very good Mr. Euan Mackie. Now, yes, he'd been part of W3L before, but he'd left, and this is his first match back, and it was all changed for him, as I'm sure you'll find out when you watch the match in just a moment. So from a historical point of view, that's a really intriguing contest. We're there at the very kind of base of what Luke Aldridge did in W3L, and you're getting to see it here on Wrestling Showdown Rewind. So let's not delay any longer. Let's get down to ringside as the very good Mr. Euan Mackie takes on Lucian Maynard Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown Rewind, and we take you back to September of 2012 for a match that may not be on the face of it anything too important, but this is a very important historical match for the Worldwide Wrestling League, because that man there in the black and green trunks, that is Lucian Maynard Smith. That is a man that we now call Luke Aldridge, known throughout Scottish wrestling as the Exile, and this is his first ever W3L match. That's what you're saying, the very first appearance of Lucian Maynard Smith, and taking control right away over his opponent, the very good Mr. Euan Mackie. This is going back to his debut. Now, bear in mind he had been wrestling for a couple of years prior to this, but it's his first time in the Worldwide Wrestling League, and it was on from there, because obviously you know all the things he has done throughout his W3L career. But here is where it all started. You can see just a very plain pair of shorts. He's not got those fancy singlets he used to wear as Lucian Maynard Smith. He's not necessarily coming out with his English flag, but I mean his love of his heritage is still obviously in evidence. So yeah, this is it, the very first time he ever appeared in a W3L ring. And even his opponent, now you all know the very good Mr. Euan Mackie, man who's been part of W3L for, let's just say, the bulk of his career since what, like 2007. He's been around. He's done it all. His former tag team champion, as you know. But the reason this is so important historically, this is his return to W3L. See, slips out the bag. And to put this in context, looking at him right now, as he's there with the sort of leopard print trousers, leggings, call them what you will, tights I guess. He's got a little tutu skirt, the hair, even some of the mannerisms as he goes to cover Smith. All of this is fairly classic Mackie. We've all seen him evolve over the years, but in terms of context, this is so different to how he was when he was last in W3L. Now, we'd seen him last time in the July of 2011. It's the September of 2012, so it's been 14 months since Mackie been in W3L. Last time he was here, he was one of the Disco Biscuits, so he had a different hairstyle. He was bright, he was colourful, he had those shutter shades that he used to wear, the furry jacket. He didn't have as thick a beard, didn't have his hair in that skullet like he's got. He didn't act the way he's acting now. And it was in that match, he's defending the Tag Team Championship, he suffered an injury, and again 14 months later he finally made his return to WTL. He lost the tag titles. Obviously his partner Freddie the Funk would rename himself Taylor Bryden, and would go solo basically and leave Mackie out of it, and they would obviously meet the following year at Resolution 7 in a historic match. And these days, in 2020, they've got back together, which is quite unexpected for a lot of people. So as Smith going for the cover, so again from a historical standpoint, we are seeing the debut of Lucian Maynard Smith in WTL, and we are seeing the return of Mackie in the form that he is arguably best known as. And it's so weird, again, looking at it in 2020 you maybe don't get the effect, but if you last seen him in 2011 to then see him in the 2012, the difference was huge. Again, I was expecting him to come in as a Disco Biscuit, and he is nothing of the kind. He's clearly changed, obviously, as he will say, for the better. But yeah, what a great historical archive we have here. It's the great thing about doing Rewind is Mackie just drop kicking the knee of Smith. These two men have battled a couple of times over the years in WTL, not very often. Usually they're on the same side of the fence. As, oh, what a clothesline! Smith just threw everything into that. Of course, he would later perfect the clothesline from his wall. And just gets a 2 there. So this one, not quite up to that standard, but getting there. Again, we're seeing the formation of Smith here. He's come to W3L, he brings his English heritage to the fore. As before he gets all those fancy singlets like I mentioned. But there's a lot of what he would go on to do has been readily evident in the opening minutes of this match. You can see his ability is already there, and again he's only got better over the years. He's only become more polished, and obviously we got to have a lot of success. In a mere 4 years after this match, he'd end up holding the Tag Team Championship, which is last year, being 2019. He was Wrestling Showdown Champion as well. So going for a cover again. So Smith, or Aldridge as he is nowadays, has really proven himself and has really matured and become so good. As he applies a tight chin lock on Mackie. Again, I believe this is the first time these two had met. I think they may have wrestled each other before outside of WTL, but certainly Mackie wouldn't have wrestled Lucian Maynard Smith, not in the way that he is here. And I don't think he necessarily Smith had faced the form of Mackie that we've now got, the Goblin of the Skies. On your hand, right in the knee. And again, for Smith's first match in WTL, he doesn't want to go down with a loss. See, he covers that again and holds the arm, trying to pin the shoulder down even further. You just argue the referee, it's never a good move. Smith, the following year, in the February 2013, we're going to face Mike Musso for the Heavyweight Championship. It was his first big test in W3L. And of course, Mackie, as I mentioned, former Tag Team Champion, the July of 2011, injured in a tag title defence, left Taylor Bryden on his own to finish the match. Of course, they lost, understandably, 2-1. Mackie was gone. Bryden went solo and then changed his attitude, changed his name as well, like I said. And they would battle each other at Resolution 7 in November of 2013. As Mackie just gets popped on the apron there. And that changed Mackie even further, because it's almost like his mind fractured as he dies with a beautiful springboard body press. What a lovely move, and nearly got the victory there.
And Mackie just running his hind quarters into Lucian Maynard Smith. Is this going to be the end of it? Oh, it's not. I mean, Smith got the end of it, if you see what I'm saying. Well, so yeah, and Mackie became more twisted and more, did I say, evil than before, because he formed Sanctuary, had that long feud with Mike Musso, ending up on ITV on Judge Rinder of all things, as Foldsman half and covers, nearly gets it. But I guess people do say that wrestling is cyclical, what goes around comes around, and by the end of 2019 has become a favourite of the fans again. Oh, and a bad landing for Mackie. Well, this is the cat's in the bag. And Smith just taking a bit of time to jaw with the fans, gaining some inexperience coming through. That's what's so good about seeing these dips into W3L archives. See how people were, and I think it genuinely makes you appreciate them more now, because you see just how much they've improved. As, hang on, Smith hung out to dry, trying to hold himself up, and Mackie, pantsing himself. Mackie disrobing again. Oh, and down across Smith, who falls out the corner, and Mackie folds him up with a cradle and has pinned Lucian Maynard Smith. The very good Mr. Euan Mackie, with his unorthodox tactics, removes part of his clothing and drops himself down on Lucian Maynard Smith and gets the victory here this week on Wrestling Showdown Rewind.
The very good Mr. Euan Mackie scoring the victory over Lucian Maynard Smith, who again was making his W3L debut in that match. And of course, this is the first time we've seen Mackie in that form. He was a disco biscuit before, and look how he changed in that year that he was away. Again, that's one of the great things about doing Wrestling Showdown Rewind. We get to dip into the archives and you get to see all these classic moments, these historical events that otherwise would have been lost or forgotten about. We can bring them to you right here on Wrestling Showdown Rewind. But as good as that is to watch, it's not quite as much fun as watching it live and in person. And hopefully we can bring you some live events as soon as is humanly possible. And when we do, Crafty Connoisseur are going to be back on board. You can look up their website. Their web store is active. It's always been active. They will send stuff straight to your door if you make a purchase. So get involved with Crafty, make a purchase from them, and tell them that we said hello. And of course, you're making a purchase, why not buy a fan support package? Prices start at only a £5, which again is hardly anything. And for that, you'll get dirt cheap ringside tickets, exclusive W3L DVDs, signed posters, and a video message from a W3L star of your choice. What more could you want? Again, prices as low as £5 only, starting to suit every budget. And it helps us keep going until we can bring you live events. Plus, you can buy a W3L DVD and a cool W3L t-shirt, all available from our website. That's w3lwrestling.com. Buy your fan support package, DVDs and t-shirts from there, and of course send them to the mailing list while you are at it. Give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join us over on Instagram, subscribe to this channel, because not only do you get notified when we bring you an edition of Wrestling Showdown Rewind every Sunday at 12 o'clock, but you get notified whenever we put anything else up on the W3L network. And over the past however many weeks it's been, we've seen additional programming from the likes of Kevin Williams, Luke Aldridge, Emily Hayden, Mike Musso. Is all there for you to watch. It's all playlisted. Go check it out. Use that hashtag. Tell us what you thought about Lucian Maynard Smith's wrestling debut for W3L. Tell us what you thought about Mackie as well. And of course, make sure you make your plans to come back here in 7 days' time, next Sunday at 12 o'clock. We'll have another exciting match for you. We continue to dip into the archives, bringing you stuff you've never seen before. It's going to be amazing. Do not miss it. I will see you next week right here on Wrestling Showdown Rewind.